Avocados. There seems to be no question that avocados are healthy for you. That is pretty much universally agreed by every nutrition expert that I have ever heard speak and every book I've read on the subject. Avocados are healthy, but the question is, do they belong on a carnivore diet? Now, you might think that's a bit of a ridiculous question, but I'd have to tell you that all this week I've been reading the forums and the Facebook groups where people ask their questions and discuss different aspects of the carnivore diet. And the question of avocado seems to come up a lot. Now, it seems quite simple to many of us that carnivore is a meat-based diet. We only eat animal products and we avoid all plant-based food, and avocados are plant-based, and therefore I guess the simple answer is avocados do not belong on a strict carnivore diet. But at the same time, I acknowledge that if people are asking this question, then it is a genuine concern to some people, just like the question of can you have coffee on a carnivore diet, another video that I made earlier on this channel. These are questions that people ask, and many people are new to this diet. And we've all started off as newbies, and really we're all very much newbies in this whole journey. So we're learning together. So can we have avocados? I was just looking at the computer and looking up some of the nutritional benefits of avocado, and you have to admit they're quite impressive as you look down the list. Let me just run through some of these. An avocado has 22 grams of fat. Most of those are monounsaturated, but there are some saturated fats as well. There is just 1 gram of sugar, so that's almost negligible. They are packed full of vitamins, particularly vitamin K, vitamin E, vitamin C, and vitamin B6, as well as folate. When it comes to the minerals, they've got high percentage of potassium and magnesium, and the health benefits are listed as many. Because of the fiber, people say it helps with digestion. People say that it helps manage blood sugars. When it comes to oxalates, a big fear of people who are avoiding vegetables, well, yes, avocado do have some oxalates, but the level of oxalates in avocado is absolutely minuscule compared to some of the other vegetables that we could be eating. On the downside, avocados contain lectins, and lectins can be a problem for some people with digestive issues, or in some cases it's been said that lectins can contribute to inflammation in the body. But again, the level of lectins in avocado is minuscule, very, very low, and pretty universally regarded as a safe level, whatever the situation you are in. So that's just a thumbnail sketch. There's no question that there are health benefits to avocado, but the question remains, doesn't it? Can we have an avocado on a carnivore diet? Or are they at loggerheads with each other? Well, I guess it all depends on how strict to the carnivore diet you want to be. I will give you my thoughts on it for what they're worth. The carnivore diet is, above everything else in my mind, an elimination diet. In other words, you're cutting out of your diet a whole host of things. You're eliminating everything really except meat. And also, when you start the diet and you set some boundaries, as you would with any diet, every diet has its boundaries. But with carnivore, the boundaries are that you stay with animal products. Now, as soon as you give out a boundary, people are going to say, but can I do this? And people will always test the boundaries. And there's a big part of me that says eating avocado on carnivore is just you wanting to be a rebel and test the boundaries. Maybe that's a bit harsh and you think, well, I'm not testing the boundaries. I like avocado and it does me good, and can I include it? But are there times when avocado could become a legitimate part of the carnivore diet. I think there are such times. I'm thinking of the transition period when people start, when you're weaning yourself off carbs and off processed food, and you're beginning to eat only meat. And for many people, it's wise to have that some sort of transition space between those two dates, if you like. And avocado could be a key ingredient in that transition period. The second use I can see for avocados on carnivore is for people who get really worried about things like constipation. Now, constipation and digestive problems are often common problems in the first 2 weeks of carnivore, at that beginning stage when your body is in shock, going to make those big adjustments from the old diet to the new diet, and there can be digestive issues. In my case, I had pretty severe constipation in my first 2 weeks, but then it cleared up eventually. But look, if you have ongoing constipation, maybe if you're concerned about fiber and you're thinking that might be contributing to the constipation, then you could add avocado because they are rich in fiber, and it would be one of the safest things you can eat if you are concerned about getting more fiber in your diet. But in my case, the digestive issues went away in the first 2 weeks, and I've never had a thought since, and it's been nearly 6 months now. I've never had a thought, oh dear, I need more fiber. I just haven't felt like that at all. I just eat meat and eggs now, butter and salt. That's my entire diet, and I feel really good on that. Now, some people might be coming into carnivore and thinking they want to mix it up a bit, and they use that expression keto-vore, which is meant to be some sort of a blending of keto and the carnivore diet. And if you're wanting to do that, and that's your strategy to mix it up, well, by all means, have some avocado. So what does it really come down to, this whole question of avocado? It comes down to what you're seeking to achieve. When I started carnivore, I wanted to go completely carnivore. I wanted to try this not just as a diet, but as a lifestyle. And I quickly discovered that carnivore might start as a diet, but it quickly becomes something that affects all of your health. And as we've said many times, a whole lot of things get better on carnivore, but then it transitions into the mind, and you get things like mental clarity and that carnivore calm, and it verges on from the physical realm to the emotional realm to the spiritual realm. And that's what I love about carnivore, and I embrace it holistically and totally as I can. That's my approach. So I don't have avocado on carnivore, but that's not to say that they could have their place, and it's not to say that they are certainly a healthy alternative to 100 other things that are out there that you could choose instead. If you're on the carnivore diet, I think my advice would be to stay carnivore. To go out and to embrace this diet the way it's originally intended, to be an animal-based product diet, and to observe it as closely as you can, and to eliminate everything else from your diet. There's going to be so many benefits from doing that, particularly, say, for the first 3 months. I would say to you that if this is a genuine question of yours, my advice, again, for what it's worth, my advice would be to avoid avocado for at least 3 months and stay pure carnivore. But around about the 3-month mark, you've got enough information and enough experience to then make your own decision on the carnivore diet and avocados. Of course, the ultimate decider is you listening to your body. I used to think that was a strange term, but since I've been on carnivore, it's become something that I'm very familiar with, listening to my body, because your body will tell you what it needs and what it doesn't need. And if you try a certain food and your body reacts, you know it's saying no. And so listen to your body. That's probably the best advice I can give you. Well, look, folks, this is just a little chat, very informal chat about avocados and the carnivore diet. It is a question that people ask, so I thought it's worth having a little talk about, at least, because if it's on people's minds, then we need to talk about it and answer your questions. So I hope this has helped in some way. Look, I would love it if you would like this video and subscribe to the channel and all of those things. And I would love for you to join our Facebook group, The Carnivore Pensioner. And if, like some people, you have a question about can you have coffee on a carnivore diet, I did make a video on that question and I'll put the link up to that above. But thank you for watching today. I will see you on the next video, and until then, keep telling your story, won't you?